Okay, our recording have started, so let's move on. Let's move. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Maven Layemi, and tonight we'll be talking about design thinking. I think we are going to have a little bit of practicals, and then we'll have question and answer sessions also. But let me take us on that journey. You like the beautiful design you're seeing? Yeah, I'm sure. So that should, I think that blue color should calm you guys down. And a question: have you guys eaten? I'm sure everybody should have eaten by now. If you have not eaten, next time come to my house. We drink Gary together. Okay, let's move on. So, it says design thinking for graphic designers, a human-centered approach to creative problem solving. A human-centered approach to creative problem solving. And I don't know. I think for what my mind was telling me, yeah, for many of the people that voted for this class for design thinking, I'm guessing that they are not really about, because if I explain to people who do not know what design thinking is, to people who don't know the process, yeah, they might be thinking that it's something that is very easy to, like, let me put it in a better way. Maybe there might be something else in your on your mind, yeah, about this class, that okay, you want to really buy into my idea, or you want to know how to design better. Maybe that's what is in your mind. You want to know how to design better. How do people think when they want to design? Yeah, but design thinking is a little bit different, a little different. Yeah, because what most of us knew about design thinking when we learnt it was when you want to build products. Yeah, product design, product, and all of that. Yeah, but we are going to talk about that too, and some kind of new processes, sure. So, so what is design thinking? Right? If you guys can check your Google now, if you check, no, you don't need to check Google. Go to your WhatsApp and use Meta AI. Yeah. So I'm doing that also now. Okay. I'm doing that also now. So I want us to see what Meta AI would give us. Just type what is design thinking. So if you have done yours, you can screenshot your phone and send it to the chat. Meta AI, just use Meta AI. What is design thinking? So let's check the definition. Bless me. Are we there? I can't access Meta AI on my WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay. So screenshot your Meta AI. Maybe just one person. Screenshot your phone and send it to the chat. I really want us to follow what the main definition is, and then we go into what I prepared. Okay, thank you, Adeyeye. So everybody can look into what Adeyeye sends. Yeah, I'll be using that also. So it says design thinking is a problem solving approach that involves understanding the needs and desire of the end users of a product or service. It's a human centered, empathetic, and iterative process that seeks to create innovative solutions that meet real needs. If you read that, I want to read again, and then now think about it. What do you really understand about that? First, first thing you get there is that it said it is a problem solving approach. Yeah, design is all about solving problems. Yeah, design, graphic design, logo, blah blah blah, everything. You are trying to solve a problem. Yeah. So it now says it involves understanding the needs and desire of the end user. Yeah. Who is the end user? Yeah. If you are making a flyer, let's say a church flyer now, it is for should we say congregations or anybody on the street, or let's say they are winning souls. Yeah. And you design a flyer for that. The flyer is for the unbelievers. Yeah, people who you are trying to win for Christ. So they need to understand it. You are trying to solve a problem with that your design, right? You know, so what is the end goal of that flyer? Is to help them at least, not just to say, not let me not say win so practically, but to convince people, yeah, about the mind of should I say of the product owner, that is the church, the person who maybe the pastor or anybody, the person is trying to win it. So yeah, but your own flyer is now the tool, yeah, that's been sent out. Sorry, I'm looking at this screen here. It's now the tool sent out to help them create that awareness, to create that attraction, yeah. So when they say human-centered, empathetic, and iterative process, so how do you make your design empathetic? How do you say it is the iterative process and seeking all of that? Let me explain that one in a bit. So when they say empathetic, if you want to design a flyer to win, so right, you want to have something like how can we say that? Maybe you want to have, there's this imaginary picture of Jesus. We don't know how real that is, of Jesus and the lamp. If you have been given a tract on the road before, you know what I'm saying. So Jesus carried a lamp, right? Carried a lamp and put it on his neck. Yeah. So let's say the title of that flyer or the tract can say what's this word again? Even if you are lost, something like that. Yeah, you know where I'm going to. Yeah, so that front cover or that flyer should attract, and then you are trying to be empathetic. You are trying to go into the mind of the user and to convince them in a way when they see that picture, they should be able to relate with it and say, okay, is the lamp talking about me or something? So let's just leave that part and then let's go into what I prepared here. So I said, what is design thinking? Design thinking is about creating value for people. I think I wrote it in a better way somewhere. Thank you, those who screenshot their phone. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me read it first. Design thinking is about creating value for people, and it's focused on understanding how people connect with solution and experiences. Yeah. Let me take it again. Design thinking is about creating value for people, and it is focused on understanding how people connect with solutions and experiences. So design thinking is about the value you wish to create. Yeah, you want to create a value. With that flyer that I mentioned earlier, it is a value to you. You are the designer, you are the creator. Yeah. So what is the value you are trying to create from it? Yeah. To be you are trying to create, you are trying to help um the owner to win. So yeah, with your own, with the product. The flyer is the product. Okay. So it says it's about how people connect with the solution and satisfaction. Satisfaction is also important. The satisfaction is when I get that flyer or that tract as a user, will I be satisfied? Like the satisfaction is in me getting to meet Christ or getting to know about Christ. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going through the route of Christ, flyer, tract, and all of that. That's the way I feel I can explain this better. And I'm sorry to the Muslims in the house. So, satisfaction is a key aspect of this, and it can be influenced by various factors. Satisfaction can be based on anything. So, we have the how, we have the who, we have the what, we have when, we have where. Yeah. So let's look at it together. It says the how says the ease and simplicity of using a product or service. Yeah. How do they use it? If you are giving someone a flyer and then you are putting the main, I think the main information of the flyer is now maybe somewhere at the bottom or somewhere at the back. Yeah. It means that that product or that service has lost its the value. Okay, let's look at who the people involved in the experience, including users, customers, and stakeholders. The stakeholder here is the pastor or anybody who gave you the flyer to work on. Yeah, I'm trying to come down to a level where everybody will really understand me. Yeah, and who also, you're also talking about the user, not just the owner. Talking about the user and not just the owner. So the who, okay, that's the who. Then let's talk about the what. We are talking about the satisfaction. Yeah, so you want to thinking about the satisfaction, you must put into consideration the how, the who, what, when, and where. I think that's the better English. So the what now, the product itself, you want to consider that one also. How should it look? Yeah, what should be on it? What kind of illustration can you put on it that will make it attractive to the user, to the customer? Yeah. Then when timing, I think that timing does not really relate to this example that I gave. But if we are looking at where is also important. You know, we have digital flyers, and then we have physical flyers. That's normal flyers that they sent out digitally, and then we have physical ones. So you want to consider, if you are making a design, and that kind of design that I mentioned earlier, if you are making that kind of design and they tell you, okay, it will be sent out digitally, and it is also going to be a physical flyer. Yeah, there are many things to consider. Sometimes you can say, because it will be printed, it's going to be in an A5 form. I don't think I have a flyer here. It's going to be in an A5, like portrait, like this. It's going to be portrait, and if it is digital, yeah, you want to make it like a square form, yeah, where it can be sent out, because you have to check out the screens and all of that. I'm just using this one because this is like the peripheral of everything, like the basics of what design thinking is. So it is about, let's look at our definition again. The AI definition, it says it's about problem solving, the approach. Yeah. So the approach is now about, in the meta AI, the approach that they use includes empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and all of that. I don't want to quickly go into that. Yeah. I'm trying to be a little fast about this also. Are we together? Let me know if we are together, please.
Yes, so
Okay. Do
yes,
you
we are
understand
together.
me so far? Do you understand me so far? Okay. You understand me? So if you understand me, it means we can move on then.
Yeah, yeah, we can move forward.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm trying to change our perspective a little bit. So if you see your screen now, you see God is the beginning. When we talk about design thinking, I have a different perspective to it. Yeah. And what I said earlier at the beginning was that many of the people that said that voted for this class, design thinking, they are not really about most of the things I'm explaining. Yeah. They want to really understand how to design, how to make good design. Is that right or wrong? True or false? They really want to know how to do like good designs, better designs. That's what they thought design thinking is all about. I need more answers, please. I need more answers. You don't have just two people here. You can omit yourself and answer. I know we don't just want to know about the processes, the ideate, prototyping, and all of that. That's not the major problem. Yeah, it is majorly about the what's it called now? How to do good designs. Yeah. So that is why I have this here. Yeah. God is the beginning. And I'm going to explain some things. Excuse me. I'm going to talk about some things that I have here in my notes. So at a point in our life, or let me say in our journey as a designer, as a creative, there are times where we get stuck. Yeah, we get stuck in the things that we do, not just about design and everything. In taking decisions, yeah, design thinking is just like let me just, in a nutshell, it is about decision. Yeah, you want to take a decision, you want to make a design now. How do you think about it? Yeah, so you want to make a decision from that design. You want to think about it. There are times you make designs and you be like, I feel I know I can do better. Yeah, but you are still not doing better. So let's take God. Yeah, let's take God as our prototype this night. It says God is the beginning. And God, he existed even before the beginning. Okay? He existed even before the beginning. So if we take a look about life, we would see that, sorry, I'm going to be making reference to the Bible. In Genesis, yeah, we saw that the process of the process of creating the world, the earth and heaven and everything. God created heaven and earth. Yeah, the process of that started with a decision by God. Yeah, the process started with a decision by God. Then it moved to, it becomes a blueprint. Yeah, it becomes a blueprint, and then finally execution. So finally, the plan was executed. Let me take us to, okay. Let me bring us back. So I'll just explain. I wanted you to open your Bible before, but let's not do that. So it doesn't look like we are in church. But everywhere is church to some of us. Sorry, 1 second. So I want to explain the decision, the blueprints, and execution. Yeah, I think that should be Genesis. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. Yeah, Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, where it says that the earth was without form and void. Yeah, and darkness was on the face of the deep. Yeah. Then the B part says, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of waters. I want to explain that part to us. It says the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. What does it mean to over? Look at my cursor. You can see my cursor. My cursor is hovering. It's hovering. When they say someone is hovering, to me, like in my opinion, yeah, I'm giving you all of these things in my opinion. If I want to make designs, this is how I sit down and I start ruminating, start thinking about what I want to do. That's the design thinking part. Start thinking about everything, looking from point A to point B and everything. How can I create something? How can I then when I hit a point, when I get to a very strong point, that point becomes like a blueprint. It's either the hovering parts can be that I'm looking at already a decision has been made. Yeah. Then I'm hovering, trying to get inspiration. I'm trying to understand what has been done before. I'm trying to look at how I can make it better. Then I hit a mark, and then that becomes like a blueprint for me. And then I go ahead and execute it. So God here, when his spirit was hovering, he was thinking about what the earth would come like, what will it look like? What can I do now? Yeah. He said earth was void. It was without form. How did God now come about these beings? How did he come about water? Like how did he come about animals, plants, flowers, so many things that he created? Yeah, if you look at Genesis, from Genesis 1 to 2, you see everything that God created there. He started from making decision. Yeah, you've been given a brief. Yeah, that is the decision. Or let's say you have a project, that is your decision. So you now move to the next step. Before you, the next step is between decision and blueprint. That is where the overing happens. You start thinking about it, then it gets to blueprint, and then you start going again, and then you get to execution. Then you do it. Yeah. Before we go to the technical part of design thinking, yeah, I'm bringing this to you for you to know that it does not just start with you. Even as a creative, as a designer, as a person, thinking, yeah, thinking about the process or ruminating about an idea doesn't start with you. It started with God. Yeah. It started with God. And you have to put him first before anything. You have to put God first because he was even there. Like before everything started, God was there. So many a times, if this class, this session to you is for you to know how to create good designs, is for you to know how to generate good ideas, then you have to put God first. That is how I do mine. That is why we. That is how some other people do their own. Okay. Yeah. Someone said God is a designer. Sorry, 1 second. I was just told now that NEPA has restored our light. I'm back. Sorry. I was on mute. I didn't know. Thank you. So I'm explaining again. I said anything you want to do at all as a designer, as a person, it has to be God first. Because even God started with this process, this old design thinking process that we want to talk about now. God started with it. Yeah. It's just that God, I think God even tested. Because after everything, let me just show us something. Yeah. Look at this test. At the end of everything, at the end of your design, the end of this is design thinking process. I'm coming back to it. But I want the first that other part to sink into your head very well. So this is testing. When you're done with your old design, you're looking at it, you're trying to refine your you send it out to the stakeholders, to the client to check it out. Yeah. Then the testing. So if we take a look at, I think Genesis 1:31. Yeah, I want to talk about this part. Yeah, for you to know that God also went through all this process. The test part now. So Genesis 1:31 says, "Then God saw everything that He made, and indeed it was very good." It means God was cross-checking. He was proofreading. He was looking at it. Do I need to iterate? Do I need to adjust some parts? You get, and all of that. God did all of these things that I want to go into. Yeah. So who are we not to follow his path? Okay. So you might want to check Genesis 1 and 2, maybe when you're all by yourself. So God is the beginning. He is the beginning. He existed even before the beginning. So God is also a designer. He thinks before he does things. Yeah, that's why sometimes you pray and you don't get the answer, because God asked you have to think about it first. You need to think about it and know if it is good for you. Because sometimes your decisions can kill you, and God does not want to kill you. God does not kill. He wants to give you an expected end. Sorry, I'm going into the scripture too much. So let's move further. I hope you understand me. So we've come to the design thinking process now. So we are going to talk more about design and all of that. So the first process is to understand your audience and their pain points. You want to understand your audience and their pain points. You want to define, then you go to define problem or the opportunity. Then the next step is to generate a wide range of ideas. Then the next step is to prototype, refine, and then iterate to test. So if you are given a brief to make design, you want to understand the audience, you want to understand the stakeholders, you're going to understand the clients. Let me make it plain with what you understand. The client that gave you the project to work on, and also the audience. Yeah, the target audience. You want to understand them. That is what empathizing means. You put yourself in the shoe of the client. Yeah, that's when you're getting the brief. You understand very well. Then you put yourself also in the shoe of the audience. That is the user. Yeah, you try to understand. Then you now think about, okay, how. Then you define the problem. Yeah, you go to the next stage. You define the problem and see, okay, what are we actually solving? Okay. If you do not put yourself in the shoe of the user, you may not give them what is right. You may not give them a good solution. Yeah, that's why you see sometimes maybe they say you should make a design, and just because you want to make a fine design, you ended up not like meeting the target. If we should check, there are so many designs let me use ads. There are so many ads online that are not meeting targets, that if you check their KPI, you see that people are not really loving it. Yeah. Reason being that they just want to make designs. They just want to make something good, something cool. But it is not meeting the audience well. Right? You're not solving anything. So I'm going to bring out some examples from, I think, some of the work that I've done. So once you understand the problem, then that is when you can now generate ideas from the problem. From the problem here, generate ideas. That's when you can go online, check Pinterest or anything, or any of these websites, get inspiration, and you can also create. Yeah, you can also create ideas by yourself. You can create anything. You create different types. Let's take logo, for instance. If you want to design a logo, you cannot just make one concept, except you are an expert. Even an expert, you have to make at least two or three concepts. Yeah. Then you create, after doing that, the next stage is to do some prototype, you get your sketches out, you design the logo, and then you do a representation. You do a presentation of your idea to your clients. Then after that, you go ahead and like get feedback, check back on your design, refine it, do some adjustments, do some reviews. Let's say maybe 3 or 4 reviews from your clients. Then you adjust it. Okay. What do we have next? Okay, sorry. I think we have to stay here for a long time, for a while. So I want us to do like practical. So we're going to work on a project together now, and then we are going to follow every of these steps, yeah, to create maybe something. Can someone suggest let's create logo for what brand now? I want us to suggest a brand, no tech brand. We don't want tech brand. We want something that can like something people can easily relate with, like for the masses. Let's say toothpaste. Let's say toothpaste. Restaurant. That's food. Not we can also work on the restaurants. Okay, so let's suggest names. Suggest names. We can do Yoruba. We can do Yoruba. Suggest names for the brand. Yakoyo. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one, Luanifemi. I think I like it. Yakoyo. Yakoyo. Okay. Ọbẹ̀ láṣẹ. Ẹ jẹ̀bi. Ẹ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò need kẹ́ ẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. It's a nice name, Susha. So I think we've spent 1 hour here. Sounds like a restaurant in Ife. We don't care. Sorry, just stay here. I need to pick something. Let's find my notes pad. Okay, I'm back. I was checking for my notepad. One of the buka here at Ibadan. Okay, that is where you eat yakoyo. Okay. So yakoyo is a restaurant. Yakoyo. So if we say restaurant, so what is the problem we are solving? Okay. Samuel said he eats there. So what are the challenges that you have faced or that you've encountered? Maybe anytime that you've been to Yakoyo. Have you encountered any problem or anybody here when you go to Buka? What are the things that you don't want to see? What are the things that you think they can do better? You guys can talk or you don't have to type sometimes. And if you don't want to talk, you might have to use Almighty ChatGPT.
It's actually nice.
Who is talking? So we're going to tell ChatGPT to create a problem for Yakuyu. And then we are going to generate ideas together. Okay. And then also, okay, we're going to generate ideas together. We're not using GPT-4. One common challenge faced by traditional booker restaurants is perception of quality and hygiene. Okay, despite delicious and blah blah. Okay, so we can work on cleanliness and hygiene practices. Okay, we should use branding to communicate standards of clean and modern logo, well designed menu, and marketing materials by highlighting its commitment to. Okay, yeah, hygiene problem. Yeah, it's been mentioned here. Cleanliness and hygiene. You should engage with. We won't be. We may not do so many tonight, but I just want you guys to see how you can solve problem. Yeah. So Adeyeye Samuel is a user. Yeah. You are a user now. You are an audience. Yeah. And our client is Yakoyo. Let's say Oluwanifemi is our client, and he wants us to solve the problem. The problem is centered around Buka, and then we know traditionally in Nigeria they offer local shops, and they do have nice foods. Yeah, but the problem is that some of their customers complain about hygiene. Yeah, they complain about their uncleanliness. Yeah, and that can chase customers away. So how do we solve it? It is not just by creating a logo. Yeah, there are so many things that can be done. Yeah, but in terms of branding now, we are to highlight the commitment of cleanliness and hygiene. Yeah, so this can be achieved through regular staff training, visible cleanliness practices, and all of that. So we have to use our brand element to communicate these standards, such as clean and modern logo first. Yeah, our logo must be clean. Because even if you go to a booker, like all these local booker, like this Yakoyo that you're talking about, some of them they don't even have names. They don't have if you go there, you cannot see name anywhere. So first thing that you want to do, if you look, there is this Booker Hut. Okay, let me search for Booker Hut. Many of us should know Booker Hut. You must have seen Booker Hut. So this is Booker Hut. You can see. So it is still Booker, but it is now different. It is modernized. So you cannot see something like this and say they will have hygiene problem or they will not be clean. Okay, so that's the kind of solution they want to give to Yakoyo. Yakoyo they can still serve local dishes. They can still do their amala, their gbegiri, and all of that. But why are they dirty? Yeah, that doesn't mean it doesn't. Serving local dishes doesn't mean you should be in a dirty environment. That doesn't mean you should. You can still do. I'm sure some of their problem is also money. Maybe their mindset also. They'll think about money, think about everything. How will they live where they are and create something like this for themselves? Yeah, those kind of things. But they can always go for something lesser and then still have something nice. Okay, so our own we want to change the narrative for our own clients now. Yeah, I hope Oluwanifemi does not mind to spend money. So number two, the problem consistent quality assurance. I think we don't need all of that. But I'm highlighting the problems for you to know how how it is so critical when you want to make all these all these fine designs that you see that you just think it is only design that they do. You have to, if they give you this problem, yeah, that is the problem we have, and we want to make branding, we want to make first logo and everything. You want to solve all these problems, you have to think, you have to look into it. Yeah. Me empathizing now, I'm empathizing with what I'm doing now. I'm trying to understand the problem. I'm trying to see the kind of solution. As I'm sitting down now, I'm already thinking of how the logo will look like. Yeah. But you are not in my head, you cannot know until I get to the drawing board before you know that I've already created the logo in my head already. But we are going to do it together. So we need to add one of the solution we are going to create is also blend of tradition and modernity. Yeah. We're going to create brand identity that respect and celebrate traditional aspects of a booker. You know, booker, all these local arts, they have their own modern way, a bit traditional way of doing stuff like that. If you have been to Ofada, there is this restaurant in Lagos, Ofada Boy. If you have been there, you know what I'm talking about. They serve you with calabash. It is not fetish, oh, but they serve you with calabash. You put your food inside. No, it's not calabash. Sorry, calabash is like it's still the same thing. Calabash, God. They put your cocktail inside that God. I mean, is it gone now or calabash? Any of it. They put it there. Even if they want to serve you, if they want to give you your bill, yeah, they put it inside a pot, like a wooden pot. Like they modernize it, but it is still like in a traditional form. For you to know that okay, you are still you are a local you are in a local place and also a modernized place, something like that. So what we are doing now is that we are empathizing. Yeah, we are putting ourselves in the shoe of the stakeholder, the client, and also we are looking at the aspect of the users. Yeah, what are we going to do for them? For this Yakuyo, we can say we want to have, we may not use calabash, but we can make our plates or our spoons. Let's say they sell rice and all of those things. Our spoons can be wooden. We can have, yeah, God, thank you, Shola. I say Shola, Zoe. We can say our spoons can be wooden spoon. Our cup can be wooden, yeah. And then how do we design our space? Yeah, the dining. How do we design it? You know, all these things also go into design. Okay, so we are trying to. This is where we are understanding and then looking at the problem. Yeah. So what are the solutions we want to create? So we can say, okay, while thinking about it, I think it will not be bad if we have, let's say, we can have a speaker somewhere and then it's playing all these Aruna Ishola songs or all these old or maybe Ebenezer Obey and the likes. So that when people are, you know, all these some of these Iyalamala joints, all these booker, they used to have radio. Yeah, that they'll be listening to radio while they are serving you. Yeah. We want to create that experience that they used to have into this modern this thing, modern yakoyo of a thing that we want to create. Yeah, we cannot do all of these things this night, but at least we are going to do logo, and you see how we generate ideas. So if you are noting everything I've been saying, I said we are going to have the space look like a modern space, but modern and local. We can have the roof can be a modern art. You know, there is a modern art, yeah, where they'll build something nice. At the roof, we can have mats. You can have all these modern mats on it to cover it. It can be different stuff. It can be different because what I see here, this guy said We can implement okay traditional aspects here. We can incorporate modern elements into traditional here interior design, branding material. Let's say if you want to serve a customer food, if you want to serve them their food, you know the way they do dorime, yeah, the way they do dorime in the clubs. You can have all these bata player, all these baba that plays gongon. Maybe to usher customers in, that's part of design. Do you know? I'm doing a bit of strategy and like I'm just mixing everything, strategy and branding to you. Yeah, that's how we think if you want to make designs. So the bata to usher customers in. That's one alone. If you do that one for me, I can spend my food money. I can dash those bata people. I'll dash them my food money. Let's say they now even ask for my name and they started singing my name and playing gong gong. They're playing talking drum. That's you're creating experience. It is still that same amala, just that it is in a good place. It is not dirty. It looks nice. You are still getting that good taste that you've been getting. You're still getting it. You're still like everything is still nice. On the norms, if you go to amala joint, you see all those mama. They are tying one dirty wrapper, or maybe some of them because because most times all these people they don't sleep at night. They wake up very early and they forget to bath. They forget to take their bath and they start selling food. All of those things. That's why that I think government even said we shouldn't eat more and all of this. It's because of how they wash it. It's part of it. Yeah, I know these people. They will buy the meat. They buy the more. Maybe the their workers didn't wash it very well. They put that one inside the stew. They serve you. You eat whatever, and you have food poisoning. So all these things are problems. Yeah, all of the things that we are talking about, problems and solution. Yeah, the problem. Then from there we now start generating ideas. So I won't do too much. So we just have Yakuyo and then want to create like a logo for it. So first thing first, we are going to look at what has been done before. Let's just go to Google and see. You can say local restaurants logo. Let me include Lagos. Look at this. Look at this Ibile. Oh, yeah. If you can see this. So this is also part of creating mood board. Yeah. So now you know what to incorporate into the design. You want to have you can have this army, this Yakuyo. You can have army, this mark on it. We can have instead of using these pots, we can use like a very local pot. That depends on the kind of concept that you want to create. You can decide to have pots. You can decide to have. You can also have. You can simply have the Yakuyo like this. I can say, okay, I want to use like let's say a modern, not a modern, like a local font. I think I have some some fonts here. Look at this. If I should make it capital. So this look African, yeah, and looks a little kind of all this Yoruba-ish, yeah. I think I have solved this logo already. Because what I have in my head earlier on was to have when they say yakuyu, like eat and be satisfied. Yeah, eat and be belly full. What comes to your mind? Number one, when they say trying to interpret this yakuyu now. Yeah, say eat and be satisfied. Eat and be satisfied. Belly full. Mm, trying to look at words that are associated with yakuyu. I can say hungry man. Yakuyu. We can say um, who are the people, who are the audience that will come there? Yeah, chiefs. We can say local chiefs, um, children. We can say what else can we say? Mothers. So if you remember from my own personal definition, where I said design thinking is about creating value for people. Yeah. And then you want to understand solution and their experiences. We've talked about their experience within the solution, how to connect people and the experience. We've talked about all of that. And then this is our audiences. Like part of our audiences are here, mothers, children. Let me just say maybe pregnant mothers. Because not all mothers can go out and buy food. Pregnant mothers or pregnant women, they can be hungry at any time and they don't have the strength to cook. They just go to Yakuyo and get their food. Hungry man, you want to be belly full, trying to like add normal layman English into it, language rather. So Yakuyo means eat and be satisfied, eat and be belly full. Are you an hungry man? Come to Yakuyo. Local chiefs, come to Yakuyo. Because who are those that you are going to play drums for? The experience part. Local chiefs, you usher them into your restaurant, they eat. Pregnant women, they can come. Couples, they can just branch. Maybe also students, we can include them. So I'm not even thinking too much. Yeah, I think that's how I work. Because while I was talking about everything, I was thinking. That's the overing part. While I was explaining everything, I was thinking that looking at the problem was looking at all the problems that we have here: uncleanliness, sometimes there can bad taste, food poisoning, yeah, and so many others. It shows that the problem shows that people are not happy and they are angry. Yeah, they may not patronize Yakoyo regularly like they used to. So you want to change the narrative now by putting a smile on people's face. I didn't sketch here before, but I'm going to sketch what I have now. So if I say I want to put a smile on people's face, if I say a chief, or I say literally, Sha, because of our time, this is almost 10:30. So literally, this is what I was trying to do. What I have in my sketch is this. So when you think of putting smile on people's face, this is it, right? So with the help of the typeface that I chose now, it's giving me this smiley face that I have here. So looking at this O, this double O, and then the Y in between, I can just say, sorry, this is not, I'm not teaching us how to design. We are just treating design thinking. So I think this smile is too big. So this is the eye, this is the eyes, and then this is the smile. Yeah. So if they say Yakoyo, what's the army? What's the mark that will be on it? Is it? I think it is Doremi, something like that. Should be Doremi. Do should be here. So Ray does not have any sound. So this is Ami. Yeah, Koyo. And then let's look at the color. You can try to use maybe something like brown. Let me select our color. So let's say this is our logo. So you can see that it is my it is during my thought process. Yeah. During the thought process that we did that 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 got us here. I think I didn't put that English well. It was because we had that thought process. We think about everything that we're able to get these results. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that if you do not think deep enough, if you do not think about the problem enough, you won't know the solution you want to provide for your design. You don't just rush at things because, okay, they said you should do something. It is a regular thing. Even if it is a regular thing, a flyer that you have, that you always do, there are times that you want to make something better. You want to create. That's the essence of thinking about design. That's the essence of thinking. Yeah. We don't know how long it took God to think about the earth. Yeah. We just read that his spirit was hovering over the face of the earth, of the waters. We didn't know how long. He is God. Yeah, he can do everything in like at the snap of his finger. But at the end of the day, God used 1 week. He used 7 days. He rested on the 7 days. So he used 6 days rather. Yeah, to execute, and then rested on the 7 days, 7th day. But he thought about it first now, right? So the thinking process was where he was overing. We don't know, maybe it was 1 second. We don't know, maybe it was 30 minutes. We don't know, maybe it was an hour that it took him to create everything. Created me, created you, flowers, animals. You have to think. Yeah. So we generated ideas. Yeah. And then after the idea, you move on to your presentation. I'll present that one now. I'll present it to my clients with some other concepts. That will not just be the only concept that I will present. Yeah. There'll be some other concept that I will present to my, maybe to Nifemi. Let's say Nifemi is our clients now. We are going to present some other concept also. I can say, okay, instead of having smiley in the logo, we're talking about belefu. I can look for maybe a stomach or the human factor. I can draw human body, or maybe that yakoyo. I can illustrate someone's head, and then make sure that he has chicken in his mouth or meat or anything. That's how you generate ideas while ruminating on the problem. When you are thinking about it, you want to like generate ideas from it. Okay. Then finally you move on to testing. It is not hard, but the process is a bit long. Yeah. It's a bit long, but it's not hard. It is what you can do because God did it first. Yeah. So if you carry him along on every process, you will also be fast. Okay. So I hope you all understand. You understand everything I've been explaining. Yeah, we've lost some people. Some people left us already. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. So I have this here that says design thinking is simply about innovation. Yeah. And innovation is intentionally seeking newness because while thinking, you are thinking because that solution is not there. Do you get me? That yakoyo that we just created was not there before. So we are seeking newness. It's like a quest. That be a rage, like a quest. You are longing, like as it brought the problem to you, you want to think about it. You want to create. You want to innovate. Yeah, and then innovation is like intentionally. You have to be very intentional. They said you should create a flyer. Sit down on it. Any thoughts that come to your mind, I do tell people, if you have an idea, you don't need to start thinking, can I really do this idea? You can have a brilliant idea, and if you don't act on it, you might lose it. Yeah. Don't say, okay, you're just thinking. Just go ahead. Yeah. Because you have to be intentional. You have to just create something. It might not be what people have done before. It's not everything that has been done before. It's not everything. It might look similar. Yeah. It might look similar. Okay, what I did here, this designer, have you seen it anywhere before? You're just seeing it this night, just this screen. What you are looking on this screen. Have you seen something like this before? Yes, you have seen it because it is similar to the ones you have seen. But what you are really seeing is new. The cover of this design. Have you seen it anywhere before? But you have seen a slide like this before. You have seen a cover before. But what you are seeing right now is new. What you are seeing here is new. Like it's just like a different perspective of anything. Just create. Okay. So I'll say that again. Design thinking is simply about innovation. And innovation in itself is intentionally seeking newness. So I think we're getting to the end of the session. And I have this closing thoughts for you that is in Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10 that says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might. Right? Do it with your might, for there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. Whatever you have in your mind, do it. You have an idea, create. You have anything, it may be bad at first. Okay, I think I didn't read that part to you because I have something here. I have something here that I'm supposed to read to you for you to really understand how hot it is in my spirit. Okay, if you think about, let's take leadership for instance. You know, leadership is not just what you just build in a day. You can't just build it in a day. Yeah, you have to develop it daily. Yeah, it's there's a learning process for everything. You can't just start and then become great overnight. It's impossible. Your design can't just be very good overnight. You have to discipline yourself. You need skills. You need knowledge, like you're learning now. You need skills. You need knowledge. And then your choices are also key. Yeah, the choices that you make while thinking, while working on yourself are very vital. Very vital. Vital. Don't mind me. I'm a Yoruba boy. Okay. And then sometimes some of us want to recreate designs. Yeah, you can, maybe you see some designs. It's good to recreate, but sometimes you just want to be intentional. You want to do something extraordinary. You want to do something new, something you feel nobody has done before. Go ahead, just go ahead and create. Yeah, engage yourself, forge ahead. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10. And then there are, do you know, there are times where you are making designs. Yeah, you're even doing anything, and then you get to a point and it looks like your plan are failing. Like it looks like you're failing, like you're not, like maybe you didn't plan well, or you started off well and then you lose your energy, and you get to that point where you don't want to continue. Yeah, that point is where you now go back to how you started. Yeah, you go back to how you started, or where you started. You remember this? You go back to this place. You started with God. Yeah, you go back to Him, and you follow you. Yeah, sorry, I'm taking us into the Bible. I took us into the Bible from the beginning. Yeah, so I think I'll be rounding off with Him. In when 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 God sent Moses out to lead the Israelites, and Moses were like, guy, we are afraid. Yeah, if you cannot follow us, we are not going anywhere. Yeah. So this thing I'm saying is not just about your life alone. It applies to your design. Yeah. Some of us we we cannot make decisions on our own. For this design that I did, like I just prepared everything this evening. All this everything I've been teaching. I just prepared it this evening. I knelt down and prayed. I need inspiration, aspiration, all of those things. Yeah. So you can go to God, go back when you get to that point, maybe in your life, in your work with Him, your your career, your journey, anything at all that you are doing. Always know, always check if He is still with you, because you always get to that point, even if it is a client's project. You get to that point where you are tired, you think you are failing, or this design does not, did I make mistake? Just go back to rewind. Yeah. And I'm sure it's going to help you make some good choices. Okay? It's going to help you make some good choices. I think we've come to the end of the session now, so I would love to know if you guys have some questions before we call it a night. If you have questions, you can throw it. I wish we could really touch some other parts, some other topic on this poll this night. I wish collaboration. I think we've talked about feedback. Yeah, and feedback also when you are testing designs or you're testing your project. Always check with people. Always check with the clients. Yeah, there are times that you might think that you've made something very nice. Yeah, but just one review with the clients, just one feedback from the client can make you do something even better. But there are many times when clients review your project, they don't help it. Yeah, by with some of their decisions, they can say, "I think this should be big," or "Can you try a new design?" There are times like that, and mind you, there are times that it is when you now try another design or another concept that you now get the exact thing you're looking for. So, if we do not have questions, I think we have to call it a night. No question. Is there a question? Hello. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys now. So this video will be up, I think maybe tonight or tomorrow. It should be on YouTube. You can always go back to it. If you have questions, reach out to me. You can ask in the community. You can ask me privately also. And I want you also to drop your reviews about this session. Yeah, the things that you've learned this night. Drop your reviews in the community. Put it on your status. Any new thing you have learned, you can teach people also, but teach yourself first. Yeah. Write down your reviews. Send out your reviews so it can sink. Can sink in your head and on your mind. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Have a good night.
Thank you very